Hi, everybody. My name is Gauri, and I want to share with you the most important chess advice that I think will have a good impact on your game. So, this idea is always think forward. So, chess, you have your 32 squares of your kingdom, let's say, and black has his 30 squares. Essentially, you want to control the squares in their territory. You want to turn these blue ones into red. Okay? So always think forward means putting your pieces on active squares where they start controlling the opponent's squares. Think aggressive, think forward. So every move you want to do this. That's your plan. A lot of people get stuck and they don't know what to do. But if you use the principle of always think forward first, that will give you a good base to go from there. So let's show you a game I played a few years ago in a tournament over the board. So I played e4. He played e5. Then I played knight f3. He played knight c6 and bishop c4. Even the opening, the Italian opening, you can see it is kind of following the principle of always move forward, right? Always think forward. The bishop is attacking squares in the opponent's territory. Okay, black plays this. Black is also following the same principle. c3. Now, we're controlling the center. That's also a really important principle. It is controlling the center in the opponent's territory as well. The more you push forward, the more squares in the center you take over, right? So that's the point of c3. Now opponent plays knight f6, not letting me play d4 that easily. So I play d3. When you can, always think forward when you can. Of course, you may not be able to always do it, but think forward, right? And then that should be your general plan. So d3, he castled. I played knight d2. He played d5. Okay, he's taking over the center. I took, he took. All right, in this position, I used the principle of always think forward, and I played knight e4, attacking his bishop, and again, taking away squares in his territory. He played bishop e6. Now I castled. As we can see, we are controlling quite a number of squares in the opponent's territory. Even this bishop is controlling it, which we'll come to see soon enough. So my opponent played h6 because I guess he was scared of bishop g5. This turned out to be a huge mistake. So already the always think forward principle is going to pay off, all right? So just the fact that my bishop and my knight are attacking squares in his territory, I found, and I almost missed this. I almost played rook e1 here. I found the shot. Bishop takes h6. And funny thing, in Lichess, in a stream recently, I played it again in the same trap. So what is the idea of this move? Well, if he takes my bishop, then I take the knight. And then if he takes the bishop back, we have a fork. Always think forward, right? The more squares in the opponent's territory you control, the more tactics you have. Okay, so I played bishop h6. My opponent was shocked. So I just won a whole pawn. So great. He thought for a while. He played bishop e6. Okay, mission accomplished. Our bishop is now under attack because now he's controlling this bishop with this knight, with this knight with his bishop. So he played bishop e6. I played bishop d2. All right, now my opponent played rook e8. And here, once again, always think forward. I remember in this position, I was a little bit not sure what to do. But once again, when I thought about, okay, how can I move forward? I played knight g5, hitting the bishop, controlling this, opening up square for my queen to come in as well. Always move forward. You're probably going to get sick of me saying this at the end of the video, but this is the most important chess idea that you guys will ever learn. And once you really internalize this, it will change the way you play chess forever, because that's what happened for me, even in blitz or bullet. So after knight g5, I was calculating queen h5, knight e6, all kinds of stuff. And I remember during the game, my opponent ended up playing bishop f5. What if he played f6, kicking my knight out? Now, originally, I wanted to sacrifice my knight and play queen h5 and whatnot. But then I stumbled across a really cool variation. It was knight takes bishop, making these squares vulnerable. Rook takes knight. And once again, always move forward. Queen g4. Hitting the rook and pinning this pawn. And I was expecting him to play, well, rook e8 is easy because I can take the knight. And the same tactic recycles again. Beautiful fork. So I thought he might play queen d7. And this move is so beautiful. I had to share this. Knight takes f6. Triple pin. Pin one way, pin the other way, and pin a third way. Isn't that incredible? This knight cannot be taken anyway. If you take with the rook, you lose the queen. You can't take with the pawn because it's pinned. And knight, I can just take this and win the queen as well. So when I saw this tactic in my mind, I was so excited. I was hoping, I was praying that my opponent would go into this, right? Unfortunately, he didn't play that. But look at how cool this is. And it's only possible because of the forward thinking, right? Always be forward, control squares in the opponent's territory, always be active. I can't stress this enough, all right? So in the game, my opponent played bishop f5. This is not letting me do that knight e6 thing. So I was thinking queen h5 again, but then he might go bishop g6, which I didn't like. So then I figured out another thing, okay? So I can't go forward here because he's going to chase me away. Well, what else can I do? What are the weaknesses in this position? Okay, the knight's a weakness. The bishop's undefended. The pawn is also a weakness. Always move forward. Queen f3. Attacking the bishop, the pawn, and even the knight. Again, putting pressure on those squares in the opponent's territory. He played bishop to g6, and now the tactic comes out from nowhere. Bishop takes d5 here, and knight f6 check, and I won the queen. My opponent played gf6, I took the queen, and after a few moves, I ended up checkmating my opponent on always move forward, h8. And that's it.